Greetings, friends, and welcome back to another episode of True Crime Metrix. It's top of the hour, too sweet to be sour. It's 5 a.m. here in sunny Portugal. So this is a special episode for all of our friends on the West Coast today. Everybody's going surfing, unless your name is Donna. Everybody's going surfing, but not in Vietnam. Yes. We were scheduled to go live last night at around 10:30 p.m., which would have been 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But, Udi, yes, you got my number absolutely correct, my friend. I fell asleep. My master builders are still working on the $1 million studio that we are having custom built, and some of our sound equipment hadn't arrived, and we had to wait around to sign for it, etc., etc., etc. Without further ado, we are watching Donna Adelson's arrest video. I was kind of thinking maybe I'm not going to do this. Everybody's talking about this. I'm just some follow along, tag along sheep boy that's coming late to a meeting. And everyone's like, yeah, we've been talking about this for weeks. And what do you want, True Crime Metrix? Go home, True Crime Metrix. Stay in Portugal because, whatever. But how can I not talk about it? There's so much to discuss here. So I haven't even put this stream up, but let's just check we are live and playing good video streams. Okay, I'm not even going to check. Let's get into the video, guys. I love that. I'm sorry to stop so early, but just the way he says it and the fact that we don't know what question he was asked to prompt such an answer, but this nonchalant, we've been to Vietnam before. I actually did my, what do you call it? My residency for dentistry in Vietnam. Yes, I was stationed in Ho Chi Minh City. What was he asked?
Hi, how are you? You have an ID?
And that's a little bit of pressure in the corner of your eye, Donna, isn't it? You thought you were just dealing with Mr. Beard over there, but now some real cops have arrived to look at your passports with the big eagle on it. Man, you guys have such extravagant American passports. Look at that. A big eagle, an eel. Yeah, that would be better. The American eel. The symbol of freedom, the eel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go again.
No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to? Because my insurance says not to. Why do I have to give it to you?
You see, what Harvey is doing there is making an unequivocal statement. You know those interrogation videos where someone goes, I kind of think I need to speak to a lawyer, and they ask the cops, should I speak with a lawyer? Like the cop's gonna go, yeah, let's get him right in so that he can stop this questioning. You have to make an unequivocal statement. I am evoking my right to legal counsel, and I will not say anything else until they are here. That's what you have to do. So when Harvey says, I don't want to give it to you, why do I have to give it to you? I think that's what he's trying to do. But Donna did the whole kind of leaning head thing. I'm going to ignore what is clearly an emerging situation to my right as these real cops come. And by the way, does anybody know, is this Patrick Sanford? Let's have a look.
Evidence. She's under arrest. I have to go with it. I have to go. I can help you. I have to stay.
I have to stay. What you mean? You mean you're not just going to walk straight down the jetway and say, I'll call you? Or no, you'll probably have to call me since you won't have a phone because they've taken it along with your purse, along with your fancy shoes. We're going to talk about her shoes in a minute.
Yeah, you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me.
Please, can I go?
To jail? Yeah. We've got the geriatric pod all set up for big man Adelson, big man Harvey over here. 80. No, he's gonna have his 81st birthday behind bars. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, Donna.
No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's
God.
got to help him get home. This is terrible.
Terrible. The way that they're targeting the elderly. Yes, this is terrible. If only Dan Markel were here to celebrate his 80th birthday, he would tell you that this is a violation of my constitutional rights as a woman in her 70s. 70s! And you're taking me to Tallahassee, where they lie and don't understand? Yeah. That fell flat, as True Crime Loser would say. This is insane. It's like, look at all these guys' faces. Look at this guy's face behind her with his big elbow in the camera here. God, that spells airport police, doesn't it? You know, if your elbow is bigger than your gut, you work at the airport.
Is that okay with you?
Please. He doesn't have to have the can person. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please. Do you have anything in your pocket?
No.
No, I'd have more respect for Harvey if he just said, look, we did it, but we're sorry, and we're going to go to Vietnam. We're probably going to be dead in 3 or 4 years. We're not going to come back to America. There's no one to protect. We're just going to be quiet and old in Vietnam and, walk the Ho Chi Minh Trail and, have flat. Does anybody know? I mean, I'm guessing Harvey Adelson did not serve in Vietnam. Is he old enough? I guess so. How old would he be in 68? He'd be right around the age, but can you imagine him not being a draft dodger? And not the cool kind with the bangles and incense and whatever, like in the musical Hair, but just the corrupt kind that knows somebody in the inside.
No.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No,
Oh, that was in you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is in you? Do you have anything in you, Donna? Ugh. Yeah, she has a lot of things in her. Unfortunately, just no soul. We looked. We couldn't find one. No soul. No soul inside Donna.
Wanna go? Yeah, take it off. Yeah. And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at County Yale, they're gonna make you remove all that.
Can I call my attorney?
You got her passport ready?
Where am I going?
Which company thing?
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County.
They County Yale. No, this is right here. The one on
There. Is that Patrick Sanford? The blue shirt, bald head? I think it is, right? Where's General Isom? He didn't come down for this. This is his big moment. I know he's retired, but he's gonna come out of retirement for Wendy's arrest, right? He's gonna be flown down in a C-130 because that's the only one he will fit in. Probably parachute out the back to the arrest point, roll over to Wendy with his walker, with his extra large walker, huge retired ex-cop gut hanging on the walker and say, "Wendy Adelson, we meet again."
Sorry, remove your earrings.
That's definitely Patrick Sanford. He's not really doing much, is he? I guess he's lead detective on this now, right? After no, he's FBI, right? No, so he's probably the lead guy on the FBI. But I've never really liked him much. You know, I quite like General Isom, even though he's a knucklehead who got duped and totally embarrassingly let the Wendy Adelson's tricks work on him publicly right before the biggest case before his retirement. He flungen out of the park. Not out of the park. He didn't even hit that to the baseboard.
1 minute.
Look at this young Emirates. Is that Emirates Air? They're flying to Dubai, right? And she's got that hat on for yeah, that's Emirates, right? That's a really nice airline, by the way. Yeah, I used to fly on that. They have great food. It's the only airline where you go on and you look forward to the meal. It's great. But yeah, she's involved in this international millions watching thing. Just this air steward, huh? What a moment. Look at these guys, out of shape guys here with their shirts. I mean, yeah, okay, you work at the airport, you let yourself go, you're depressed, you hate your wife, and you're going home to nothing, to TV and pointless chit chat. Yeah, so you eat yourself into a triple XL shirt. But you know, have some pride. Have some pride. It's Miami International Airport here, guys. At least get on a treadmill or something. They have them right at the airport. All you have to do is walk backwards. You know those really long treadmills that they have at the airport? If this guy always took the treadmill the wrong way, God, he'd come down a few belt loops. That'd help everybody, right? Represent.
Yeah.
They've got a huge line of people as an audience. That's amazing. I wonder if any of them know the case. It's very easy for us guys sitting here to watch this and think that everybody knows about this case because it seems so huge. But the reality is, it's really not. You know, even the simps that just pick it up on Nancy Grace or True Crime Daily or whatever, you know, those shows that are just so mainstream that they're annoyingly simplified. Even those shows, people that watch those shows, I don't think it stays in their brain cells. But yeah, so probably none of those people that are flying from Miami to Dubai know anything about this. They probably think that she's got drugs or something, right? Still, you can tell it's serious because these are, well, Patrick Sanford looks like a serious cop. Who is this guy behind him? It looks like his name is Sigfredo Martinez. Sorry, Sigfredo was a bad choice there, wasn't it? Let's call him Juan Martinez.
Yeah, we'll go back out and just. You're making a mistake. It's another mistake. There's two
Do me a favor
mistakes.
and try to
Harvey, you sound like you've got dementia. You're making a mistake. Another mistake. That's two mistakes. Can you imagine being the nurse that's coming to him in his prison, geriatrics ward? I mean, I guess if you're of a certain age, like 80s, if you're in your 80s in prison, I guess you're not in super general pop, right? It's like they've got to have some kind of retirement home. Chairs are a little bit comfier. No? Does anybody know? What do they do with guys that are arrested and have a long sentence, but they're just so old? It's like, well, but saying that, he looks in a lot better shape than these mall cop, airport cop, nobody cops. Great product placement for Nike here too. Just do it. Is that what you told yourself when you sat around the family table and said, Markel is going down? Just do it.
Can you take it off, please, Donna?
Can you take it off? Where's my coffee? Can you take off the jewelry, Donna? It's another mistake, Donna. Two mistakes, Donna. This is another mistake, Donna. We the first mistake with Charlie, the coffee, it wasn't hot coffee.
I don't want to hurt her. Please.
Just a minute.
Please.
It's getting there.
Somebody needs to phone my attorney, please. I wish we had a flashback to Dahlia Dipper Didn't Do Anything Delito, where she's like, I don't know what's going on, please. I didn't do anything, please. Please, I don't know what's going on, please. Something funny about that, huh? What does that mean? If you wrote it down in a sentence, it doesn't make sense. Is it two sentences? Is it like, I don't know what's going on, period, please, new sentence, or what? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Listen to me.
Yeah. I'll call.
Get an Uber, go home.
I will.
Take
I will.
it easy.
I will.
All right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's anything else in her personal choice.
One thing I don't want to do with this video is go over the same thing that everybody else has been saying. She looks medicated, But hell yeah, she does. She is zannied up. Zenaida, what is the name from the Casey Anthony, the fake nanny that doesn't exist? Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, yeah. She's got Xanax bar. That luggage full of Xanax bars for the flight.
Oh, it's coming, sweetheart. It's coming. Just a second.
Do you have her?
And I don't want to plagiarize anyone's channel. I don't want to repeat what people are saying, but yeah, Donna has now given up on talking the way out of this. Obviously, she's got cuffs on. But is she freaking out? Is she crying? Is she panicked? No. She's like Cool Hand Luke. She's like Paul Newman in the movie Hustle, or Hustler. No, that's something else. I think it's called Hustle, right? Or maybe it is Hustler. Paul Newman plays pool and looks hard and tough. That's Donna here. Paul would be so proud at the airport. It happened at the airport. We were just on our way to Tallahassee, which we love. The people there are so nice and friendly and welcoming.
I'm sorry?
It's in my
Yeah.
it's in my purse.
Yeah.
Another Nike product placement. Wow. I wonder what chairman of the board Nike thinks of all of this. It's good, right? No news is bad news.
Sir, do
It's
you need her
almost there.
passport, or can I give it to the husband? The passport. Can I give it to the husband?
What's over?
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white, it's in the blue and white,
Yeah, but I'm gonna get a driver's license for it. Yeah.
And the license, the address on your license is correct?
yes.
Yes, because I'm a very upstanding citizen. What do you mean? False details on a legal document for identification purposes? I am Donna Adelson, legal citizen. Call my lawyer. Get Danny down here. He'll know what to do. Call Dan Rashbaum.
She needs all her, she needs all her.
They're
When she goes,
in
when she goes to
here.
the jail, they work together.
They're all in here though.
Yes, they work.
Yeah, all of my questionably legal medication, special medication that my husband prescribes me on his little prescription pad. I just tell him what I want or what I want to try, the dosage, the amount, the strengths, and yeah, he writes it right out. And sometimes I mix them, and that's my choice. And it's like the cops are like, no, Donna, you don't understand one thing, Donna. There's a pharmacy at the jail where they have everything you need, except they're only going to give you what you really need, not what you just love to have off Harvey's prescription pad. And I bet maybe Charlie more than Harvey was pretty creative in his prescription writing. You know, it's his own little chemistry experiment, isn't it? He's like a dabble of Xanax and a little bit of oxycodone and a little bit of cocodamol mixed with some codeine. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we've mixed up. They call that the relaxation cake.
If I take them here, what will happen is when you go there, they possibly toss them out. So when you go to the.
Yeah, they'll toss them right out, Donna. They're going to toss them right out into their mouths. They have this huge, big mouth at the back of the jail where they throw all the drugs that you come in with. But all you're going to be getting from now is aspirin, okay? Nothing for the thyroid, nothing for your migraines, nothing for your stress and anxiety. Actually, they probably give you something for your anxiety. It's called 1 milligram diazepam. That's it.
There, you would meet the nurse and the doctor, and then they'll work in conjunction with the hospital to get you whatever you need.
Yeah, but I don't have a list with me. I know what's.
Yes.
I have a.
Yeah, I don't have my list. No, I am Donna Adelson, and I have a list of medication. This whole bag is full of pills.
Is it multiple or is just one or two?
There's a bag of medication in here.
Donna, let it go. That medication, it's gone. Jewelry, gone. Freedom, gone. Phone, gone. Harvey, 80 years old, can't get an Uber, can't find his way out of the airport. I love it if it just cut frame to and it said a week later, and Harvey is just wandering around the airport in a dressing gown and slippers going, is this where I live? Can I get a coffee?
Is that what you're asking me?
She can take
No, I know. I was just trying to find out if
Go
it
get
was
her
like one or
medication.
two. Yeah, if it was one or two, then she maybe could take the name down.
Do you need anything else from her?
Can I ask
Or
you
we're good to go?
something? Can someone just get my husband outside and
I'll get the gentleman here will assist him in any way.
Can somebody get my husband outside? Wow, this guy's name is Castaneda? That's so funny. Does anybody know Carlos Castaneda? Like the author with Don Juan? Well, Well, if anybody knows it, Castaneda has a way of showing up. There's a lot of omens in Castaneda. He does a lot of, it's basically a story of shamanic discovery and plant medicines like peyote, mescalito, ayahuasca, these sorts of things. And there's spiritual symbolism in the crow or owls. That owl that keeps showing up. I've always thought that that's a very Carlos Castaneda kind of, symbology, because it just seems to be a kind of living entity within this story, right? The owl. I mean, how would Wendy Adelson know to wear an owl t-shirt? It's inexplainable. But it's right there lined up with all the other owl-related coincidences. And now we've got this guy called Castaneda. His name is probably Roberto Castaneda, not Carlos. But, again, that is a guy who wrote about strange stuff like that happening, like owls, or in his case, crows, showing up and being relevant to their situation. That is so funny. Okay, sorry for the sidetrack, little literary knowledge there. Next.
Well, I have the ring. Hold on.
Let me have the ring, please. No,
That's crazy.
I love you.
Okay.
All right, so I don't have the meds, honey, they're all in here.
Give me 1 moment, please. Hold on. 1 moment.
Okay, another thing everyone says is, this is the longest perp walk in history. So I'm not going to say it again, apart from to say what I just said. But yeah, it is pretty long. And look at these guys. They're all looking down, kind of. Isn't that funny? I'd be like, eyes on, man. What is going on? Does anybody know, did they have first class tickets? I have flown Emirates, I've flown to Dubai. I flew to Dubai business class and coach. Across the Atlantic, I've done first class a couple of times with Air Canada and British Airways. And I gotta tell you, big difference compared to coach. Coach is a nightmare. I didn't pay for any of those flights, by the way, in case you were wondering. We're not rich here. My mother used to work on a plane, so we used to get standby tickets. It was great. You just have to show up, and they'd say, okay, we have a seat, but the thing is, it's in first class. And we're like, I'll take it. Oh, now I'm not convinced. Is that Patrick Sanford? There, it doesn't really look like. Let's try and catch his face. Could be. I think he's the right builds, right big football head. Look at that head. Wow. You could sell memorabilia of that head. People are buying mugs shaped like that head. Drinking right out of the top there. Is it? Okay, you see those shoes? Check out those shoes. It's another product placement coming up. And I did a little digging about those shoes. Super comfortable. They've got posture corrective heel gel functions, and all like it's basically like you're walking on top of a masseur who is constantly giving you a foot rub. Cue the airport jazz, lounge jazz that never ends, just goes on and on and on. And then you start, you know, when you're waiting for a plane for hours and you hear the same, like this is a really long, it's not a track, it's like a, what do you call it? Like an orchestral piece, just, you know, it's like a 30-minute track. But sometimes you're waiting in the airport so long, you'll begin to hear the same bit again. And then you think, is this the same or is this a different track? And it's so annoying. And all it's doing to you is reminding you how long you've been waiting, looking at these strobing carpets that on the one hand are designed to relax you, and on the other hand, designed to make you think you're in transit. Look, lines, straight lines, long straight lines, follow the lines, and this is the way you've got to go. And it's just so weird, airport design, isn't it? There's a whole psychology behind it. And then the security in mind, especially in the States. You guys are crazy with your security post 9/11. Jesus. That was just painful every time. It's not like that in the rest of the world, you know. Portugal, you just walk in. It's a big, nice, comfortable, modern airport, but you just walk in. Yeah, you got to go through the metal detector like everywhere else, but it's easy. It's so easy. Yeah, everyone makes a big shout out to their comfy airport travel clothes. Isn't it funny though? Because they're also the same sorts of what do you call it? Proprioception. Proprioception. That's the word I'm looking for. Proprioception. The comfortability, the soothing, I'm in a nice, comfortable, soft thing for my long flight. It's exactly the same sort of comfortable support that you would want when you're being arrested for first-degree murder. She'd hate to be in a business suit right now and heels. My God, that'd be so annoying. This long walk, she'd be like, can I take off my heels? Can we stop for coffee and I can take off my heels? Imagine if she just did a Jason Bourne right here and floored all these guys and jumped onto the second mezzanine. That'd be great. Took his gun, disarmed him in 3 clicks, just like that bit. Do you remember in Bourne, the Bourne supremacy in Waterloo Station in London. Oh, that was a good bit. I like Jason Bourne. Go Matt Damon.
Your case number? No. Okay. All right. I'm going to 06 from now, from here, and then I'll get the case number for that video.
But just imagine the little tiny hamster wheels of Donna Adelson's mind turning right now, just going, okay, breathe with it. You have a plan. You're an Adelson. You always have a plan. We're going to get Danny on the phone. He's going to drive to Miami-Dade County Jail. And he's going to sort all of this out because he knows that I'm a caring person. Man, those handcuffs look like they're about to fall right off her wrists. I bet she has tiny, teeny, tiny little Adelson Donna wrists. You know, toothpick wrists. You could get a sesame seed out of the tooth of a goldfish with those wrists.
You want to use the elevator? No, I mean, that won't work. The other one on the other side. I'll hold it. All right, there you go. Be careful now.
Oh, there's a change in climatic atmosphere from the airport. You know, climate controlled aircon, the heat, it's, you know what it's like in an airport, and then you go through the door and it's like pollution, diesel fumes, the temperature. This is Miami. Okay, granted it's in November, but wow, she's been in jail a little bit now, huh? What's that, 3 months? Look at that Crown Vic. Everybody's got a Crown Vic. And hey, we got an Explorer behind here. Is that an Explorer? Oh no, that's an Escape, right? That's the Darrell Brooks That's the Darrell Brooks Waukesha parade car right there. Yeah, they got a Charger. They got a little Dodge Charger. At least they got a Charger for you, Donna. Huh? We're not going to put you in a Crown Vic. We only bring the best for you, Donna. Again, by the way, do people know who I'm talking about when I say Patrick Sanford? He's he's one of the lead investigators on the case. Everybody's got to know Patrick, right? He's been at trial. He was present with Katie McBanower's interviews, post and pre-prosecution. He was talking to Luis Rivera when he made the deal, and he's just like this manufactured cop. Everything about him is cop. It looks like the science lab forensics guys got together in the lab and just said, okay, how do we make the ultimate cop? Well, we take a little bit of this chemicals and a little bit of this chemicals, and we expose that to heat and let that set. And then from those chemicals, a cop will be born. And that cop was Patrick Sanford.
Okay, we want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this body cam video. I mean, I think...
Oh, these guys. I can't... what was this guy's name? Jesse Weber, is it? You see, when I say to people I like true crime, I think they think I'm talking about watching this guy. Which is absolutely not the case. Look at this. Look at this. Do your top button up. Well, not the top button, just the second one. You're not sitting by the pool in Vegas, and that hair. Can you imagine the team of people that is dedicated to that guy's hair? And then he messes it up with those headphones. Look at that face. I think I need to screenshot that face. Hang on a second. Oh, no. Can I not do that? Whatever. I don't care. All right, go.
I think it's pretty clear from the body cams that we covered that it's not always safe out there. When you're hurt, it can be confusing. It can be scary. You don't really know where to turn. Well, Morgan & Morgan is actually the largest injury law firm in America. And at a time when you already have so much...
He's doing injury law ads on the Donna Adelson arrest? That's sad, isn't it?
To think about, they're going to make it super easy for you. They have completely modernized the process because you submit your claim, you sign contracts, you upload documents, you talk to your whole legal team.
eSign.com. What is eSign.com? Well, let's say your grandmother has been cooking meth in the basement and you can't get a release form to collect her property. So you can't get into your meth lab. You know who I'm talking about? The Bruce Rivers criminal lawyer reacts. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. He's pretty good. I like his show. Thanks, Bruce.
All on your phone. That's it. An attorney is going to review your case in just 8 clicks. Also, they have 4,000 support staff that can help you too, which is just amazing.
I would normally skip this guy, but I just want to see what happens here. I'm sure Donna's coming back in a minute. Hey, maybe somebody out there on my show needs an injury lawyer. You got to call Jesse, man. You got to get on the phone right now. forthepeople.com/LC bodycam.
And in terms of price, well, you only pay them if you win. There's no upfront fee. So if you're injured and you want to join the over 3 million people that call them every year, you can submit a claim at www.forthepeople.com/LC bodycam or by dialing #law That's pound 529 on your phone.
Oh, sit, please. Be careful of your head. I will sit first. And then put your feet in. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, this is how to get into a car. And now the feet and your knees and mind your head on the metal. You know what's going on in her mind is, and I think this is why she said, "Could somebody please take my husband outside? This is awful. He can't get home. He can't take care of himself." All of these things, these little tiny things that she knows are captured on body cam, right? She's, she makes some stupid decisions, stupid choices. And, she is not an idiot. She's a intelligent woman. She just has no moral center. She has a corrupted soul, or as they would call in Georgia, a depraved and malignant heart. God, do you remember the case where there was like a real modern day lynching with I think his name was the guy who got killed was the black guy called Aubrey, and that was a really interesting trial because you know how each state chooses to have their own definitions of crimes, state level crimes. You've got the federal level, and I'm not an American, so don't, I'm not trying to tell anybody what their deal is, but it's just interesting to me, these ways things are defined, like reasonable doubt, for example. Each state can have its own legislature that says this is what it is, or they have different phraseology for like a depraved and malignant heart, which if you trace it back through history, that goes back to like 14th century England or something, this concept. And many states have modernized as the legislature goes on and on and on, and I don't know if it's every year or if there's a standard interval, but it's subject to review at some point. And a lot of states say, well, we're going to change how this is worded to make it more digestible for the modern ear, right? And it's quite funny in states like Georgia where they still use these archaic terminologies because the definition is really important for the jury to understand so that they can appropriately come to a verdict based on the legislature in that state. So when the lawyers are up there saying he has a depraved and malignant heart, well, they have to explain that. And it's just it's very interesting. I really love learning, monitoring, trying to understand the legal frameworks in the states. I don't know, everybody says to me, "Oh, Frank, why does all the crimes you watch happen in the states?" Well, it's not because I value the legal system in America more than any other. Or anything. It's just purely because that's the most publicly available resource. Canada, for example, they don't let cameras in the courtroom. And very rarely in England do they do that. And, that as an English speaker, those are the three big ones for me. I guess you could say Australia, but who cares what happens down there, really?
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
take my spot. Yo me muevo ahora. Okay, I'll do that.
What is the deal in Miami? I mean, I guess it's obvious, right? But everybody speaks with a kind of Spanish accent, you know? Castaneda, Martinez. Yeah, okay. It's close to Mexico, and there's a lot of immigrants, first generation, second generation, third generation, a lot of Spanish-speaking population. But even white guys, like totally waspy white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, you know, members of society in Miami and places down there, still have this kind of Spanish, Hispanic, I should say, way to talk. Unless you're an Adelson, and then you got to talk like you're from New York.
Huh? Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that.
Still, look at the little tiny hamster wheels turning in that Adelson mind. That's just, you know. And if I didn't know she was on such medication, and okay, I don't know that. I'm making an informed assumption. She is highly medicated. I mean, she probably would be anyway for going on a flight to Dubai from Miami direct. That's at least 12 hours, 10, 12 hours, you know, it wouldn't be more than 12. I'd say it's 10 to 12 hours. That's a long flight. And if you've got a prescription pad from your husband and your son, you're going to take a little something. You know, on top of being super anxiety of any minute, the cops are going to come. Cashbaum has warned us that they could get you. They could pick you up. She is medicated up the yin-yang at the moment. So kind of a little bit of the credit that I would have given her is swallowed up by that fact. But let's pretend for a moment that she isn't seeing pink elephants right now. I would say that she is coming across extremely centered, grounded, processing. She's withdrawn from the immediate situation. And if we were talking about anyone else in different circumstances, I would take off my hat because, you know, there is a very, very good thing and about the ability to not panic in a situation like that. To just say, okay, this is happening now, and this is out of my control. So I'm going to submit to this, but I am going to be watching for everything. And there'll be an opportunity somewhere along the lines. You know, people that can do that, very, very good skill to have. But like I said, all of her credit is taken away because she is medicated inside out.
I mean, well, you can have the car if you want, you. Let me leave the camera.
The address on the license is good.
Huh?
The address on the license.
And here we get the chimp lip cam. Anyone else think she looks like a chimpanzee? Everyone is talking about this, like, front and center, up close and personal shot of Donna with her huge Woody Allen sunglasses, not sunglasses, eyeglasses. Doesn't that look like Woody Allen? Like a really bad caricature? The kind that you get in Times Square or Piccadilly Circus or outside the Eiffel Tower, where these guys sit with their little easel and they charge you 15 euros to sketch your face in a stupid cartoon that kind of looks a bit like you. There was a really awful example of this in the Chris Watts body cam footage. There was on the upper level of their house, you know, when Chris Watts gets home and Shanann's friend Nicole is there, the cop is there, and they all go into the house together, and the body cam footage is, you know, the cop goes in, so everything's on film. You could see upstairs, there's a portrait of Chris Watts, Bella, and Celeste, Cece, that's done in one of those tourist caricature styles. And it's just about the worst one I've ever seen. If I was Shanann, I'd have hit the artist over the head with it and taken all his money. And then given him a Thrive patch and said, "You're buying this for life, and I'm putting you down for a subscription for," you know. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, no, I think she looks like a chimpanzee. I totally get Planet of the Apes vibes when I'm looking at Donna Adelson. The size of that, the upper lip and the wideness of the mouth, and then this tiny nose. That at this angle, the nose could be completely flat, like on a chimpanzee. Have you ever been to the zoo and just, you know, spent some time with the chimpanzees? They look like this. If you took the glasses off her, shaved her head, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Wow. Let it be me, Lord. Let it be me. Shave her head. In front of a crowd, baby. TikTok. I think this whole video should be, I want this as my screensaver. Just Donna Adelson thinking about a plan. Look at this. It's like the plot is being concocted. It's like watching a loaf of bread bake. You know, when you see through the window of the oven and it's rising slowly and you know it's going to be like, but you don't want to burn it. It's just that you have that, there's that window of opportunity to get the loaf of bread just right. That's what I get looking at her. I find it strangely relaxing and satisfying. You remember the Denise Williams? No. Oh, it was the Chris Watts thing again, wasn't it? With the ticking clock in the background of the interrogation room when he's just sat on his own thinking, and it's like this tick, tock, tick, tock. That's what's going on here. It's crazy. Another Nike placement, huh? Just do it. That's that little head shake there. A lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people are saying that's the moment when she goes, "Wow. So I guess I'm not untouchable, and I guess that killing Professor Markel was a terrible idea. You know, Wendy's abandoned me. I'm never going to see Ben and Lincoln again. They're ultimately going to find out what we all did. Charlie's been sent to prison for the rest of his life. Harvey's got about 2 years to live. And I'm now going to jail, and this is my ultimate retirement from my life of corruption and taking." You know, but I don't know if I agree with that at all, basically. I don't think there's enough self-reflection in her. I think she buys what she's selling. You know, she knows she killed Professor Markel. She knows she had the hand in it. She knows that without her, that wouldn't have happened. But she still feels completely justified because she bought her own product. You get what I'm saying? So that head shake to me is just like, I can't believe they won't just drop this. It's old news. It was a decade ago. Paul Newman again, all over, man. I hate to say nice things about Donna, but she's handling this absolutely well and almost like cool. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. Donna Adelson is almost cool here. Oh, did I just say that? Wow. I'm shocked. Okay, you ready? Hoka shoes. So I don't know if these are big in the States or what, but I've never heard of them before. And I looked them up. And okay, not this particular shoe, this model, this design, but these shoes are exclusively expensive. We're talking $330 for sneakers. And I think this particular style, this pink and the blue and the one she's wearing, are only about $160. But that's still high end, right? Am I wrong? Or is that what sneakers cost in the States now? But yeah, their whole description on the website, I'll stick a link to the shoes in the description later at some point. But yeah, they're totally built for super comfort. That you can tell that they are marketed to the wealthy, and I just thought that was an interesting detail. You know, again, front and center with the product placement. You know, it should say on their website, as seen in Donna Adelson's perp walk. Maybe that should be their new selling point. You know, if you're a criminal and you're trying to flee to a non-extradition country and you're almost at the jetway, but the cops have got to walk you the 3 miles out of the International Airport Departures Lounge to the parking lot under the airport, wear Hoka. Comfort when you're headed to jail. Oh, here we go with the water. I need water. I need water in my coffee. My coffee is too hot. I need some cool water to cool down my coffee.
I'm going to check you first, okay? Just stay still.
I'm trying to remember how up close and personal this lady cop gets. Does she go in her bra and her waistband? I mean, you know, I've been searched by the cops or searched by the door staff at a club, and yeah, they get pretty up close and personal. It's kind of weird to be so intimate with someone in you know, an official, a public what do you call it, public employee.
You have that may change me. I have nothing on.
You know, it's totally different to when a doctor touches you. Doctor is super gentle, and they're looking to read your body. You know, do you have swollen glands, or you know, that sort of thing. Your pulse, your all the doctor things. You know, that's kind of like Hippocratic oath: do no harm. First, do no harm. It's kind of almost a loving and then a scientific thing. But when a cop does it, they're just looking for paraphernalia, and they always say, "You got anything that'll prick me, poke me, or stick me?" I get confused with that. I'm like, can you start the list again, please? So poke, prod, stick. What else? Stick to you, like glue? Yeah, I've got a pocket full of glue. You got anything that'll stick me? Yeah, super glue.
I still gotta ask, you know, the doctor. Still gotta ask the doctor.
2007 County.
Yeah, 75.
On 14 Kilo, second floor, door 17 at United.
1928 at 109, right?
Yes, yes.
And then I took a 15 with 3105, and I was arrival at
Okay, now I'm having flashbacks to Jennifer Pan. Y'all seen the video of Jennifer Pan who called the cops? You know, basically that was the girl in, I think she was Vietnamese descent, but she was in Toronto, and she had tiger parents that needed her to be the best at ice skating and piano and education, and they just basically put all this pressure on her, and that was it. It was like, perform and be the best, or we disown you. It's crazy style of parenting called tiger parenting, apparently. But basically, she had enough of that. Lived a life of lies. Had a boyfriend that was, you know, wrong side of the tracks kind of guy. Little wannabe gangster boyfriend, doing a bit of drug dealing, doing a bit of robbing, a few burglaries, whatever. So he got some guys, and they did this home invasion gone wrong thing. Tied her up, but you know, she was in on it. Tied her up to the banister upstairs, and then shot both of her parents. And she called the cops. And the cops, in the interview, they were like, "Okay, so if you've got your hands tied behind your back, how did you call the cops?" And she said, "Well, I put my phone into my jeans, and I was able to do it." And they said, "Okay, show us how you did it. Do a demonstration." So she put her hands behind her back and did this thing where she showed you how she could get her phone out of the waistband and then make a call. And it wasn't exactly like she was taking a drink of water, but it's exactly the same kind of thing Donna's trying to do here. It's just totally Jennifer Pan, right? Right?
2035. Then you showed us.
And that's another thing that happens in the modern day now. Cops, for the most part, obviously if you're George Floyd, you don't agree, but for the most part, when they arrest you and they put you through process, they are overly sensitive to your needs. It's almost like a service. Look at this. Oh, you're struggling with your water, little old lady? Well, don't worry. We got a nice cop with the big blue gloves to help you over here. And she's giving the V sign to the camera. Like, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, sorry, YouTube. F you. F you. Okay, what do we have to edit that out? I don't know. It's a tiny bottle of water. What is that, 100 milliliters? Or what do you have in the States? Fluid ounces. It's like 8-ounce water bottle. Hang on, what did she say? Can I have the air conditioner on? Yeah, and how long is this going to take? Because I have a 3 o'clock appointment for a Swedish massage with Julio, and he's the best masseur, the blind one. So it's very important. I need to be there. Can't be broken. The appointment can't be broken. You don't get second chances with Julio.
The air condition doesn't go to the back because of the plastic.
Oh, why not? Can you just sit me in the front? Maybe you could sit me in the driver's seat, give me the key, and uncuff me. You know, just so I could have the air conditioner. Because I'm not going to drive away. Are you crazy? This is insane. Can somebody call Dan? Get Danny down here. Dan, we need air conditioner. Oh, Donna, you crack me up, Donna.
Absolutely. That's fine. It'll be freezing. Yeah. You'll be glad you have it.
Yeah, it's going to be cold in that jail, Donna. You know, you should be soaking up the heat. This is the last time you're going to see Miami, your favorite place in the whole world. Bye-bye, Icon. Bye-bye, Matsuri. Bye-bye, pizza and sushi at the same time. What else does she do in Miami? I would love to know. What is it? Is it just because there are other rich people around that live exclusive lives? And that makes her feel like she's somebody? Or what? She's from Brooklyn. You remember Dalia Dippolito? Dalia Dippa didn't do anything Delito when we didn't just get body cam footage. They had a whole film crew because they were filming the show Cops at the time. That would have been a tip-off for me if I was Dahlia and doing this whole murder for hire, go to the gym, get a phone call from the cops, you've got to come home, something has happened. Get there. Sorry to tell you, ma'am, your husband has been shot. He's dead. And then you've got to do your whole thing, and there's actually a film crew, like for Cops, the show. That would set off my radar. But I guess once you've committed, what are you going to do? Nothing, right? But as much as I love this body cam footage, and Scott Sharp over on True Crime Loser, he's been calling it a fever dream. And it does look like a fever dream. Very similar to the fever dream of the footage of Dolce Vita footage with Charlie and Katie talking in the restaurant. And I don't know if any of you know what bokeh is? Bokeh vintage. It's like a photography style where you get a vintage lens, like an old lens, and you put it on a really modern mirrorless camera, you know, and you get this weird effect of stuff being out of focus, you know. and it's like a dream. It looks like a dream. That's what body cam footage is like, or the Dolce Vita footage is like. What is this weird effect? And yeah, it does feel like a fever dream. Look at this shot. It's beautiful. I think that should be in a gallery. It's fantastic. You can get so much out of this stuff.
Compal clássico, podpus como o néctar deve ser, generoso como só a vida é. Compal é mesmo natural.
Hey, look, there's proof I'm in Portugal. God, now she's looking like an owl. Again, with the owl. Tweet, twoo. Tweet, twoo. Tweet, twoo. Is it me, or does that t-shirt look like scrubs from a nurse in a hospital? It's funny, isn't it? Because Charlie's always in his scrubs. You know, he'd go to the restaurant straight from dental office and be in his scrubs. And to me, like when you put your scrubs on, you want them to be completely sterile and, pharmaceutical grade, like everything is sterile. But also, when you leave the office, I don't want you bringing in your mouth stuff. There's all sorts of stuff that's flying around when you do dental work in a up close in someone's gums. Especially as a periodontist. So to sit in a restaurant where people are eating and you're bringing the DNA of your clients, and people's mouths are disgusting. There's so much stuff that lives in your mouth, and I'm not any kind of germ phobe or anything like that, but seriously, we think our mouths are clean. Even if you're really super clean about it, there's something about the environment of your mouth, the temperature, the fact that so much food passes, little tiny bits of stuff decay in your mouth. So it's rife with all sorts of it's basically like the asshole of your face. Sorry, YouTube. What can I say? Butthole? Is that okay? I don't know. Okay, now she is actually doing a hamster pose. That is exactly what they do. That's how they drink. I'm surprised there's not a little metal ball in the mouth of the water jug, of the water bottle, where it's like, with the tongue, but then it stops if you don't press it. Man, it'd be great to put that in her cell, wouldn't it? Can someone superimpose that into Donna Adelson in a jail cell with like a hamster water bottle and a little wheel where she can run around as the wheels are turning in her hamster mind, her hamster brain? Yeah, I'm very dehydrated. The medication I took is starting to come on, and really I thought I would be sleeping by now on the plane in a nice first-class seat with a big screen TV and a touch pad and a waiter who just says, "No menu, ma'am. Just tell me anything you'd like to eat and I'll cook it. We have everything. If you want sushi and pizza at the same time, you just say the word." Oh, just put it on her head. Just pour it on her head. Let her suck the moisture out of her own hair. Jesus.
Thank you. Do you know how long we're going to sit? Oh, how long we're going?
Can you imagine Rashbaum opening statement? Because you know she's hired him as her lawyer, right? We'll get onto that maybe later in this video, maybe another time, but we've got a lot to say about that. So by the way, yeah, more videos coming, guys. So make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, like, share, leave a comment, and spread the word, man. True Crime Metrix is here to stay, and we're not going no place. We've had a few speed bumps in the road this week. We were meant to be doing a show on Sunday that got cancelled because our, like I said, our $1 million studio, which is still being built, we had some sound equipment that was being shipped in from Japan, where it was all custom built. Yeah, that's that. We had to stick around and sign for that, and then oversee some of the installation. So we're currently putting in sound deadening, but after that, we're going to be doing at least 4 shows a week. Not just on this case, but on all our favorites, which are your favorites. We got a full list. And if you want to see us cover any specific crimes, you can let us know in the comments. We'll give it some consideration and let you know. There's some crimes we won't cover. Example, the Murdoch case. I just can't watch that guy. Paul. Well, I told Paul that I loved his mama, and that I didn't want to kill her. But when Paul came back, I said, son, I want that guy to just shut his mouth. I can't stand to see him on the stand. There's certain cases that I just can't stomach. Anyway, back to this video. But what was I going to say? Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Sales pitch. Over.
As soon as he comes back, he's going to take you from here to the warrant bureau and then to the facility. They're waiting for the other officer to come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever information he took from you, I guess that's what he was missing, so he's going to enter that in the back.
Okay.
All these things, they're like saving little pennies at a time, Little penny here, little penny here. Rashbaum has a defense. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Rashbaum, opening statement. Donna Adelson, a mother, a grandmother, an elderly woman, sitting in a hot car in the Miami heat, in an underground parking lot where the heat bakes into the parking lot. No water, dehydrated. Not herself. I can't wait to see what he says.
So the next place is what? The warrant? What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say the next place was?
Well, see, what happened is...
Donna, what are you talking about, dear? The next place is the warrant? Yeah, the next place is the warrant. And what does that mean? And then the place after that is the trial. What?
The warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
I'd love it if she said, Leon County? What could that be about? I've never been there.
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrant.
Oh, and here's another Adelson trait that we're seeing here. We saw so much of it in the Wendy Adelson interview. Information gathering. You see, these minds that work like this need all the details. If they have all the details, they can arrange them and use that for all sorts of things. It's very important to the Adelsons. And I don't think it's like a a tactic on purpose. It's just in their nature. It's how they operate. It's natural to them. She's not thinking, hey, I need to get all the information so that I can formulate ideas and a plan and da-da-da-da-da. It's just what they do.
For that information to get entered, and then after that gets entered, before we can take it to the jail, to the local jail.
Okay, because I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you.
Why would you know that? That has no bearing on anything. You've been arrested. The only reason that you would know if there was a warrant is if you, like, fled or you hadn't yet been caught and they were looking for you. They didn't need to look for you because you went and booked a ticket that said, I'm going to be here on this plane at this time. And they were looking, and then they went and got you and told you you were arrested. That negates completely the need for you to be aware of a warrant.
If there wasn't something in place.
So aren't they supposed to inform? Aren't they supposed to inform me?
Donna, dear, sweetie, you're informed. We have a warrant for your arrest, and we're here with cuffs. You're now arrested. Done. Case closed. Well, not the main case, but just the stuff about the warrant.
There was a warrant?
Well, I don't know the details.
Dan Rashbaum's writing up his opening statement right now. They didn't even inform her, folks, that she had a warrant. So how was she supposed to know that she wasn't supposed to go to a non-extradition country? How would she have known that, Tallahassee? Oh, sorry, you wouldn't understand. Non-extradition, there are countries that exist outside of Florida.
I don't either.
They had a warrant.
And the people of Tallahassee are like, you mean South Georgia?
The gentleman that you met earlier in the plainclothes?
Yes.
Right. So they were.
Is Vietnam in Alabama or Georgia?
They were supposed to inform you of whatever, and then because it's a county warrant, that's how we became involved.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, does anybody know the glasses? Those are some tip-top designer specs, and I'd like to know who makes them. Anybody know? How do we find that out? Is there a logo? There seems to be a little metal clasp on the hinge of the glasses. Is that a logo? Let me know in the comments if you got any ideas about her glasses, folks. And that is some expensive lip gloss right there. Check that out. Look at the shine on those babies. On those big chimp lips. The commercial for this lip gloss is actually a chimpanzee sitting in the bathroom with these really dry lips, and he puts on the lip gloss and then looks in the mirror and feels ready for the day and says, that's better. Donna Adelson sees the commercial, and you could not stop her getting to the phone and putting in an order for 10,000 cases. That comfy. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I hate to draw attention to this, but that upper chest area, well, I should say lower neck area, basically. That is what happens when you live in Florida all your life, Donna. That is too much sitting by the pool on the top floor of the Icon, looking down at South Beach and Fifth and thinking, we live here. We're people of substance with wrinkly necks and possible skin cancer. You just don't get a neck like that in New York.
Okay, we're gonna go now. Okay, Gil,
Can I have the wrist?
1 second, right?
They would only give her water, folks. One sip at a time. Presumed innocent, they withheld essential fluids. Hey, Roberto Castaneda, what are you doing here, man? He's like saying hello to the viewers or what? Hey, Roberto, how's the paella? Is he? What? Imagine if he was the chef, the paella chef. You see all the details. It's amazing where your imagination can go with this case, right? Like I've been thinking, was the paella chef an FBI agent? Are we going to get some covert recordings from the paella party?
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring up the window because it's raining.
It's raining a lot, yeah?
It's raining.
Okay, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
I'll see you.
I'd have loved to be the cop that actually takes her in, drives her into Miami-Dade County Jail. What a privilege. I mean, he's going to make captain one day. That's an important role. Imagine getting back to the office and everybody's going to want to talk to you. Everyone's going to go like, whoa, how was it? What did she say? What did she do? Tell us details. But I guess cops are like taxi drivers, right? So, I mean, in a way, in the sense of, taxi drivers pick up famous people all the time. Athletes, movie stars, musicians, everybody needs to get a cab here and there, right?
Airport very cozy. Change my QTH to Warren, transporting a white female. Ready for starting? 6003. Let's roll out the windows. It's raining once we exit, okay?
And I'll tell you something else. She got a prime time ticket. It's 21:12 now, according to the body cam footage. And the reason people get flights at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning? Because they're cheaper. And if you get a flight around 8 p.m., that is the most expensive, luxury time to travel. Because you get on the plane, you've already spent your day, you're pretty much ready for bed. Couple of hours, watch a movie, sleep for the rest of the way there. On your clock, on your natural body clock. So, I'm guessing first-class tickets. And from Miami to Dubai, that's probably $10,000 each. Nothing to an Adelson, of course.
Ending is 6011.
Sorry, 6011.
Here's up. Let me lock the door.
And I bet they thought of it like I mean, I guess they fly first class anyway all the time, but you know, they were like, yeah, surely if we fly first class, then they'll assume that we're not criminals. They have this whole, they cannot get away from this. If we're rich and status, then we're seen as a good guy. That's been their cover for so long that, you know, they really are handicapped by their own connivingness, craftiness. What is the word for connivingness? What's a real word that means that? Conniverability.
Just push my glasses up a little on my
Absolutely. Like that.
nose.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I'm gonna go to that office right there.
Gosh, she's very good at eliciting care, isn't she? Sometimes it's a little too on the nose. Like, can somebody help my husband outside? He's old and frail. He'll get lost. I need to be there to care for my husband. You know, you can already see Rashbaum's angle start to working, you know. You're punishing not only an innocent woman, but an unindicted co-conspirator. Harvey, who's going to look after him? Donna was helping him to the bathroom, and he can't even relieve himself without round-the-clock care. It's going to be very interesting. And, you know, all it takes is one person on that jury to have had a mother or a grandmother or an aunt be too old to care and have no support, for that member of the jury to be governed by their emotional reaction to this. You know, people are saying, oh, it's going to be the same defense and it's this and that. Doesn't matter. This is going to be a totally different trial. And to my mind, this is probably for a separate video right now, but Rashbaum's style is way better at the kind of defense that is going to be relevant to an elderly, frail woman. Like I said, we're going to do a whole other video about that. So make sure you're subscribed, ring the bell, like, share, leave a comment. And yeah, we're going to unpack that. But Rashbaum and Donna have got this almost codependent, well, she might see it that way. I think Rashbaum's just ringing in the cash cow bell, the cash cowbell.
Corner. Let me get the door for you. Thank you. How you doing?
Let's have a seat over there.
This one here. We turn around a little bit this way, so it's protocol that we need to follow, you know. Rules and regulations.
Yeah, we're just going to tie you up like a dog we found on the street. This is like the pound, Donna. This is where we bring all the chimpanzees that we find on the street. Standard procedure.
Take your time, no rush. Cover your head. We're gonna go through that door over in the corner.
Oh, did I just put this way back? Wow, look at this. I mean, despite Donna's cool hands Luke performance at the airport, in the Charger, this is a different story now, isn't it? This is concrete walls and iron gates and signs. Look at that. No fire alarms beyond this point. Oh, firearms. I thought it said fire alarms. Oh my God. No fire alarms. She's thinking, I'll start a fire. I'll start a fire in the jail. They don't have fire alarms. They're stupid. They lied. Oh, check it out, Donna. Razor wire. Your new home, baby. Still, she's pretty. She's holding up. Again, medicated. But even so, you got to say, it's not a bad performance. Not really saying much, you know. Mouth closed. Everything she does say has an angle. She's collecting information. What's Rashbaum going to want me to do? She's thinking like, okay, what I need to give Rashbaum some stuff to work with here. And if it's not for Rashbaum, don't say anything. Oh, that noise to indicate that the door's unlocked. She's gonna hear that a lot, huh? That's gonna be a comfort to her in days and months and years to come.
Show me a right with a few Ready for that? 6014.
I love how it's raining now. This almost feels like it's directed, you know, like a movie. The dark light, the spotlights, the rain. Like if this was a production movie, I'd say that this was overdone to symbolize the the falling of the castle walls here. If that makes sense. Falling of the castle walls. What am I saying? You know what I mean? Like the crumbling of whatever. You know what I'm trying to... You know. Stop pretending you don't know. Leave it in the comments.
Oh, you know why?
It's all red.
Yeah. That's why.
Hey, Donna, you like that fan, Donna? Look, there's your biggest fan, Donna. It's huge. You wanted AC. We've had this specially made for you, Donna. Inmate waiting area. I said earlier that the blue shirt kind of looks like a Nurse Scrubs. Anybody see Nurse Jackie? Yeah, she looks like Nurse Jackie over here, but it's not a million miles away from prison attire. You know? And she looks pretty good in her prison attire. They all do, Katie. Charlie, not so much. Charlie's a freak. That picture of him, he looks like he's like a Mossad agent or something, you know, the Israeli secret police. The photo of him with his hair when he's first arrested and his hair's like crazy. Yeah, he really looks like this sort of Mossad guy.
Oh, let's stay in order just in case it starts raining. What are you doing, boss? Hold on for me.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was something else, huh? I mean, that was what a treat. Tell us what you think would be better than that in the comments, huh? Because that was great. Every second of it, you know, right? Just think where we came from. Think about where Donna was. Right in the line, about to board, plane to Dubai. Emirates is waiting to bring you a nice drink before takeoff. A little welcome pack in first class with some nice, relaxing, fragrant facial cream, a gel ice eye mask, a little hot towel with a little lemon, you know. You know, all those little treats you get on a nice airline when you're not in coach, and Donna didn't get any of it. And never will again. And now, so, you know, she's eating food with a spork. She's having to eat a sandwich with her own hands. No personal chef, Donna. No, not anymore, Donna. No sushi, no pizza. Just mac and cheese and an old piece of bread. No fancy medication, no designer medication, Donna. Just sliders in the shower, publicly. Yeah, so how do we wrap this up? Pretty tired now. We started this broadcast at 5 a.m. our time. So what time is it in, it's pretty late in New York right now, 2 a.m. Is that why we had no comments tonight? Where's our usual crowd? Yeah, we missed the boat last night. But like I said, guys, the $1 million studio that we are having custom built, we had to do a few things. But I promise, as soon as we get set up and running, we're going to give you guys a first-hand look tour of the studio, which you're going to love. And we're going to be set up to do our regular broadcasts, which are happening Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So that's every day apart from Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So 4 a week. Can you ask for more of that? I mean, why wouldn't you subscribe to that? We need you. We need you. We're not just doing the Adelson case. It's just because there's so much content being released for Adelson, I just can't resist. And I would, like I said at the beginning of this video, I was maybe thinking about not talking about the Donna Adelson arrest purely for the fact that everybody's talking about it, and I don't want to be a follow along, you black sheep, or the ugly duckling. But I'm very glad that we did, because that was amazing. I'm sure you all agree. Tell us how amazing it was down in the comments. Like, share, leave a comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Loads. I think what we're going to do next. I'm in two minds. I really want to do Mike Dunn, Big Mike Double Down David Dunn. You know, the guy that shot the black teenager Jordan Davis in Jacksonville on Black Friday 2012. But I'm very conscious that Sarah Boone's trial is approaching rapidly, and it's going to be here before we know it. I forget the exact date, but I think we should do some foundation work, maybe go over, obviously, her fabulous interrogation, her 911 call, little bit of back history, and then we've got the ex-husband speaking to police. There's quite a lot of building blocks we need to set down for the Sarah Boone trial, which we want to be covering on this channel, True Crime Metrix, as it comes out. Maybe do a few follow-along live recordings of the whole day of trial. Depends. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But so yeah, we have only been covering the Adelson case up until this point. You know, we just started this channel this year, so we're 24 days in, and you know, we've had a good start. It's nice to get the support. Always nice to have a little more. So make sure you like, share, leave a comment. Also, kosher style t-shirts in the merch, and yeah, we're going to be releasing those. We've got our resident designer going through a few processes at the moment, and we're just waiting for final sign-off from our board members. But they will be released probably before the end of the month. So keep an eye out for that. I think they're going to be a top seller. And we haven't decided at the moment, but with the proceeds... Actually, let's wait until we get full sign-off to disclose that fact. Yeah, but then Michael Dunn, and you know, there's about 50 cases that we've got on the whiteboard, ready to go, ready to drop into this channel. So you're not going to want to miss any of it, guys. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel, share the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, get them all here, talk on the channel, and just send us all your love and hearts. Send us all your love and hearts, your happy thoughts, your good karma, and be kind to each other. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. Have a great day. And we will see you. Like I said, we're a bit up and down at the moment, so I don't know when our next live stream is going to be coming out, but we will be back with you as soon as we can. And basically the schedule for our studio that was supposed to be ready by the end of the month, our $1 million studio, yeah, we were going to spend $1 million, and we decided that we could either bribe Professor Markel to come down to Miami or build the studio. So now that Markel is sadly no longer with us, we were able to redistribute those funds to a top-of-the-line performance studio, which we're looking forward to having set up so that we can keep in regular contact with all you guys and keep you updated with the streams of your favorite crimes right here where you saw it first on True Crime Metrix. Signing off, 6:53 a.m. Have a great day.